Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Triple Threat Comics YouTube channel. I'm your host, Ian Miller. Tonight, I welcome back a very good friend of mine from Sierra Nova Comics. Please welcome Greg Moquin.
Hello.
It's been a minute, my friend. It's been a minute. How you been?
Good. Last time I saw you was in Connecticut.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That was a crazy day.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. We were at the Indie Comic Creator Con, which is up in Connecticut. I think it was last month. It was March. First time we actually met each other face to face. Well, we met each other face to face, obviously, but in a physical sense.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I didn't even know that you were. Well, I knew you were going, but I didn't know where you were. And then I was like, oh, okay. You're like right inside the room next to us. But.
Yeah, that was cool. And it was cool meeting Dylan as well.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a lot has happened since we last spoke. You got a new Kickstarter right now, and it's called Knightwatch. Yeah. And I did read the first issue. You sent that to me, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But why don't you tell the audience what it's about?
It's a MMA fighter turned vigilante. He's avenging his best friend's death, so he wins one last championship match and then kind of retires right after. He pulls a John Cena, and then he then he goes on like a revenge tour, basically, of trying to figure out who actually did it. He believes it's the Russian mafia, but is it really?
This is incredible. So this is pretty much your inspirations. I think it is obviously visible on the Kickstarter, but it was Punisher, Daredevil, and Batman Year One.
Yep.
Perfect choices.
Yeah.
So, how did this come about? What made you decide to pursue this story?
I knew that it was going to be a comic at some point, but I never wrote the actual series until a couple of years ago. And then I was just figuring out who was going to be the artist. Then I kept seeing Fish popping up on TikTok and stuff, and like I knew about him already. I'm like, oh, he's really fast. And then I like asked him, and I'm like, hey, you want to do this? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, now you're stuck with me. So.
Well, that's great. You instantly clicked with your artist. That's good.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely different from your other comics, I've noticed. Different vein, different genre. And it's something you feel comfortable with, because I noticed that in your writing of this.
Yeah. Yeah, I got Space Cats, and so Ink is more like horror, supernatural-ish, and then you have this, which is, I like vigilantes kind of a little more than like superheroes. So that's why my own character is a vigilante, because it's based off me. If I was an MMA fighter, super jacked, and I'm neither of those things. So yeah, I wrote it, and then Dylan made an email yesterday, and that's kind of like what is slightly pushing our Kickstarter now. That and this post that he made yesterday. Because he kind of added in the whole thing about my dad, and my dad passed away in September last year, and his character is actually in this series. So
wow,
yeah, and like so, it's like this is the one he read he's read Mittens, and I think he read a couple of the other ones that I made, but he really liked Mittens, and it's the one comic he wouldn't be able to read. So, but he's in it. So, so yeah. and he's in this series more than all of the other series, like so far at least. So like he is in Seer Chronicles. He's like in the background. Even though that series is shelved, the first issue, he's like a dude that's like he helps John into the hospital. Same dude. It's just different art, so you can't really tell. And then he's also on a, I think it's still in the first issue of that. He's on a bench, and he is just like reading a newspaper. So he's just like there. He's kind of like a guardian, but there's more to him. And he helps Kenny out a little bit more, but there's a reason.
I like that. I like that. Because often I would put people that I know in my comics as well. It's kind of like a Hitchcock moment.
Yeah.
No, but this is fantastic. So so he's obviously more in this story than he is in the previous one. So that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have to ask though. Obviously, this is issue 1, but have you? This is obviously going to be an ongoing series.
Mm-hmm. I wrote up to the 3rd issue so far, but there's going to be way more than that. There's definitely a twist. So I can't wait for that, and it won't be like terrible. And I might sound biased, but it's not terrible. It's not like M. Night Shyamalan, like kind of like it's not like that. So you'll just be like, what? Like some things are kind of like easy to figure out if you like just look at it a little longer in the comic. Like there's a briefcase that my character gets. It's his birthday. Just piece that together. Like but yeah, like if you don't want to piece that together and you want to like just go for the ride, and then you'd be like you find out a little later about certain things. I'm like, oh, but when you find out, even if you find out now, there's still like things that happen that you're gonna be like, what, why? So yeah.
Well, you had to keep the audience on their toes and say, "This happened?
Yeah.
Where did this happen? Where did I miss this? I gotta go back and read it again." Which is the thing we want to do, folks. We want you to buy it, make you read it again, so you miss out on figure out all the stuff that you missed the first time around. No, but this is interesting having an MMA fighter, as the vigilante, because we rarely see that, but it also makes perfect sense because of his training from that. So obviously he would know how to defend himself. So that I think brings a unique perspective and unique storyline on this particular genre. Because we've seen obviously we've seen Batman, training for years with different martial artists. We've seen Daredevil just pretty much being a badass and just learning how to fight through either the boxing from his father or other things. And the Punisher is just the Punisher. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I still gotta watch the last episode of Daredevil, but I was gonna do that today, and then I was busy promoting the Kickstarter, and I was like, I don't have time to do that.
Maybe you'll watch it. Maybe you'll watch it later after the show.
Yeah, maybe. But we even have a Punisher character, like type character, like in the future. Like there's a character that's like that. So I like the character, so obviously I'm gonna have someone that's like it, kind of. There are 2 other MMA fighter characters that are indie that it's not a copy of them. It's just there's 2 other characters that are like that. One is Ace Blade, and the other one is Impound from Impound Comics. I have never read anything from Impound, but I know that it exists. So, but so there's only so many stories people can tell, and that's just I like the movie Warrior, so I watched that a few times while I was writing Knightwatch. So I was like, oh well, Yeah, he's definitely an MMA character. And I was watching a lot of Rocky, but I was also watching a lot of Rocky when I was doing another comic
Yeah.
that a guy is going to be a boxer, and then he has pretty like depressing life after. So yeah, and it's a one shot for that. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. So you got your hands in a lot of pots right now.
yeah, yeah,
No, but this is cool. Like I said, it's exciting, to have a character that has that type of background in there. Because again, using the training, to become a bit costume vigilante. But yeah, I've never seen it present this way, specifically. And the artwork the fish does is just fantastic.
yeah. It's awesome. It was so fast.
Yeah, this is the thing, folks. Some artists, will take the time, obviously, to accomplish certain pages because we have to constantly go back and forth with the writers. Say, okay, is this on the same level what you're talking about here? Am I delivering it? Or it's just a true collaboration because obviously they can make contributions themselves, saying, you know what, this could be slightly better.
Yeah, he did something like that, like in his little lair or whatever that he's got in his apartment. Um, I had like a kind of like a mannequin type setup, like the Arrow Cave or whatever it was called. I forgot what it was called, but it was something kind of like that, but not so fancy. And because it's
Mhm.
still like homemade ish, he made it a little more homemade, like the first like Spider-Man kind of thing. So
Oh,
that's why the outfit kind of looks the way it does. And he's like, "What if he takes his stuff out of like a tool chest?" I'm like, oh, that's cool. Because I kind of have like a thing that's kind of like Daredevil. He has like a trunk or something like that. And
yeah.
he's like, I don't really like Daredevil. Which was like, whatever. But like certain things about Daredevil, I was like, oh, whatever. So I was like, okay, well, what's your idea? And then he drew like our own brand toolbox, and I was like, oh, okay, let's go with that. So that's cool. So that's
Yeah.
like where most of his stuff is, this like body armor and stuff. And then in the first issue, you see that he does get a new suit, but he doesn't put it on yet. And then he'll be like Daredevil. He'll have multiple types of suits at some point. But
Oh, I like that. I like
yeah,
that. Yeah, that's why I always like the character of Daredevil. He had multiple suits, for different occasions or just different armor.
yeah. I like the blue just because in well originally it was Seer Chronicles 3, but now it's gonna be called Fireproof 1.
Mhm.
He's in that, and he has a different suit on, and it's kind of close to what Fish drew, but is a little different. That one's like technically more updated, but the
Okay.
Knightwatch series takes place before that, so
Oh,
yeah, so, yeah.
so this is not quite the shared universe. It's kind of like a new universe that you're just kickstarting, really.
Oh no, it's the same. It's the same universe. It's just like it takes place a couple years before the events of Fireproof. So
Okay.
yeah, so there's it's not really a spoiler, but but issue 2 of Night Watch, there's a year gap from the first issue to the second.
Okay.
So well, it's not really a spoiler because I think I shared that on social media. Like I shared like the beginning of the script, and I'm like year 1, like a year later or whatever, and I'm like, oh, fuck, there you go. um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so he does some more training because he knows how to fight, but like there's other training. So yeah.
Yeah. It's a funny thing. The series also reminded me of Wildcat, which is another character
Oh
from DC Comics.
yeah, yeah. He was a boxer. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay. So why don't we show them the Kickstarter?
Maybe it's funded magically.
Let's see. Let's see. Wow, you went to 47 backers.
Yeah, it went up a bit today. Yeah, and we were at 38 the last time I looked at it. Well, not the last time I looked at it, but like earlier today, it was at 38. And then I guess when that email was sent literally last night, and then that post was getting a lot of reactions, but like nobody really backs with Dylan's link because we have all these different links on Kickstarter, so we know where they're coming from. And like I know my mom backed because she texted me saying, "Oh, I backed because I want the comic," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." We're definitely over 60% funded now, so I told him to fix the thumbnail, but he's busy doing something, I guess. But and I could, but he should do it. But yeah, so we're now 3 backers away from unlocking. There's a backer goal PDF. We already unlocked one at 25 backers. At 50, we unlocked another free digital comic that all backers get, and then there's a new print that people are going to get. So it's also going to be digital. So whatever. But you can get it physical if you are a high tier, or if you want it as an add-on, you can get it. So, but it's a mugshot of one of the Russian people. That dude that's in that thumbnail right
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I think that's him. Maybe that's Ivan instead. But the guy named Anton, he looks like that guy. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see the image. I think it is Anton, I think.
Yep. We came up with our own like MMA organization and everything. Like I've never done world building as much as I have with this while a campaign was going on, but like Dylan has been going crazy with it. So like he used to do Jeet Kune Do, so it's a type of martial art. So he helped create martial arts for our world. So now we have like all these different martial arts. So we have, instead of karate, it's called something else, and Taekwondo is something else, and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So he has different names for everything, but it still means whatever. And when he did that, when he used to live in upstate New York, there was 3 Sifus, and I think one of them was his, and then one was some other guys, and then one was Bruce Lee's or something. Like he met the dude that like trained with or trained Bruce Lee.
Wow.
Yeah. And so they're all like somehow connected in like our organization. Like we changed our names around a little, and then they're like the owners of the like fighting organization. But yeah, on another podcast, I was like, oh, that makes me want to like do like a wrestling type organization, just because like we're going like full on with this. So that'd be hilarious.
Absolutely. Wow, these are. It's interesting, folks. I know I read this, but re-seeing it, I was like, wow, the art was just stunning.
Yeah,
you can really feel the movements.
He doesn't know anything about MMA, and I don't really watch it either. He's like, yeah, I had to like watch like YouTube clips to figure out like how they move. And Dylan actually was like looking at the pages, and he's like, it's like just really good like movement, because it looks like they're moving on the page, just like how everyone is moving. And Fish also made a brush on Photoshop when he made this comic, and you can get on his Patreon for free. It's called a crowd brush, because he's like, well, I'm not drawing each person, so he just created like a brush for that. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, I have to get that.
Yeah. He does things like that when he's like making people's comics. He's like, oh, if I can like make this easier for other people, then okay. So
yeah, I definitely got to check that out, folks. So thank you, Greg, for that.
Yeah. So after his little championship fight, he looks to try to start He's already like kind of going into like dealing with the Russian mafia, but he actually like makes an impact in this first issue, and he destroys. He wants to like basically like bring back his neighborhood because that's his neighborhood, like where he's at right now,
Mm.
not Common's neighborhood, and that's where an orphanage like used to stand when he was an orphan. So
Wow.
yeah, so he doesn't like that this new building is there. So
Oh, yeah, Fish is really good with the light and shadow, especially with the blacks.
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, the movies are just on spot.
And it's cool that he's not like invincible. Like he does actually get hurt, and you see that he gets hurt, and then Fish actually like um, he told me that he did it, and he's like, this is like what would happen. So he has like bandages in his like belt, like utility pouch and stuff, and then um, at one point he does get like a bullet like goes by his arm, so then he actually is like bleeding, so he actually has to wrap that up. So he's like kind of worrying about that. Um, yeah, it's like real. It's pretty cool.
Well, it's something I think that's only depicted, in certain comics, obviously.
Yeah,
Especially when you let go, because you have to remember there is a human being behind the mask.
yeah, but he's not super at all. He's just a
No,
really good fighter. So,
exactly. And this is obviously what your buddies are doing, to bring Nightwatch to life.
yeah, and I would really like to hit a couple stretch goals, but first we have to fund. But the stretch goals would help pay Fish for the next issue because I don't want to just use my paycheck if I don't have to. So,
Yeah.
you know, yeah. So he lettered and illustrated it. Hector edited. He was the editor. Then Shane. She's like his flatter that he uses for like everything.
Yeah, she's
Um,
good. She's good.
yeah, and then that idiot with the microphone is him because I had a different picture and I don't know where that picture went. Well, it's on Canva, I think. But then Hector, there's Hector, and then Katrina. She was one of the people that like you read it and then was like, oh, there's some like she like was proofreading it when she was like she's like the editor in me sees like there's a lot of commas or there's not a lot of commas like where there should be. And I'm like, you want to get paid for that? So I just added her to that. So
Yeah.
yeah. Am I like bit by a mosquito or something? Um
That's totally random.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like I got bit by something. Maybe a spider. Yeah, so we have like the PDF tier at $6. So just the PDF, the regular PDF tier. It's a 28-page comic. You There's technically not 28 pages right now, but we're going to make a credits page and a couple other things, so it fleshes out to be that.
Yeah.
Then the first physical tier is 15, which is just physical and the PDF. You can get add-ons. So if you want a sticker or whatever, then you can get that. The $35 tier, you get the art print, which is one of the panels that I like a lot. He's about to be power bombed, so that's why it looks cool. So that's the art print, and then there's his trading card. This is the only place you can get a trading card of Knightwatch so far, and then a button magnet, and also the 2 copies of the comic.
Wow.
And I was trying to come up with another item, and then Fish is like, "What about a magnet?" I'm like, "Ooh, yeah, I haven't had a magnet since like the first Minions campaign." Then the $50 tier is the Fighters Haven VIP reward, which is both versions of the comic, the Fighters Haven keychain and championship belt. Which, oh, and the shirt. So yeah, that's just all Fighter Shaving stuff, which is the MMA organization. Um, and then for the $75 tier, it's not on there yet. I think Fish is still editing that or whatever. But we made a Knightwatch. Well, I didn't do it. Dylan did. He made a Knightwatch logo shirt. So I just want that. So that's going to be on the $75 tier too. So
Okay.
that'll be like an update or something. But even though there's like 8 days left almost, but it's just, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of physical stuff there, and it's just the digital commentary. It's just a lot of work, but like it doesn't look like a lot of stuff for $75. But it's like just a lot of work to do because we're like, Fish had the idea of doing a narration because he has a lot of fans that have that are like dyslexic. Which I'm like, oh well, that makes sense. Let's do that, and you just read the comic. And then there's gonna be a digital commentary if somebody gets the fucking award or reward. We're just talk about the future of the series because there is a lot that's like I haven't said yet. And then the $100 tier, which you get everything. It's not listed as everything, but you get everything.
Wow.
And then you add on sticker and keychain, the button, magnet, the digital or physical version of the comic, the art print, and trading card. And then there'll be the other art print once we hit 50 backers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're wondering why would you want to back Knightwatch? Well, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, look at this.
Oh, I got
Okay.
milestone here. Oh no, I'm about to open. Okay, we gotta hit like $30 or whatever. Oh,
Yeah, I do like the metaphor. You know, yeah, you're building,
he
you're building, you're
literally
building.
changed that in like, what the hell? He just changed it. Just changed the thumbnail. Once I looked at it, that's weird. Yeah, so $5 away from. Well, I should have updated it when it was at $12.50, but I didn't even do that. So, yeah. So you're probably like, why is it a building? But he's at a construction site, so that's why there's a building. And then like it gets taller after the $2,000 mark. Dylan had the idea of like a moonshot goal, which is like what the $5,000 goal is or whatever. Which that would be really nice to hit. I think that's the one. That's like. We would do like red foil for like the blood on the cover, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. There's a $3,500 tier like stretch goal, and I think that's $3,500. And that one I really want to do because it teases characters without having to actually draw them completely. It's just going to be a silhouette, and it's just like case files of like other like superheroes within our universe, but like you don't know about them yet. Yeah, so like it'd just be really cool, and I want to unlock that at least.
Exactly.
But yeah, super close to unlocking that second backer goal. And then yesterday he fixed my testimonial graphic because mine looked like trash, so he made it way better. And that's obviously where all the backers came from. It's because of that graphic.
These are great ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my testimonial, folks. And obviously, these are obviously frequently asked questions. I don't think I need to read out loud because you guys know pretty much how this works. Sure. And they said the book is done, so we just need to print the comic and get all the rewards. So, yeah, folks, you got about 9 days to go. 8, if you want to get technical.
Yeah, at noon tomorrow will be 8. So
yeah,
I can't promote it after, well, I can still promote it kind of on my phone, but I'll be busy. I'll be in Florida. But the 30th, I think it's the 30th or 29th. Wait, I think that's wrong too. 28th. The 28th, I'm doing a live stream, and it's going to be our like podcast, but live. And I'm inviting like whoever has a campaign that wants to come on to like just promote their campaign and talk about other stuff. Because that's the last time we can do like talk about our campaign like live before it ends, because it ends May 2nd. But I'll be in Disney, so I kind of can't do that while I'm at Disney. Yeah. And he's like, "Why did you schedule it when you're going to be on your Disney trip?" And I'm like, "Well, I scheduled it for my birthday, and it just goes a month, so that's why I did that."
Well, hopefully you get a very good birthday gift.
Yeah, very nice birthday gift. Just fund my comic.
Well, folks, I would check out Knightwatch issue 1. I'd check it out now. Okay, because you're not gonna get great deals like this, especially with the add-ons. But you're getting a great comic. So back it today. Don't wait for the last minute, believe me, because I'm pretty sure this is gonna hit up, close to the 2,000 goal. But we need your help to get there.
And then there's gonna be a reward item that I was gonna do, but I was like, "How am I gonna ship that?" And it was actually gonna be a like custom championship belt, but I was like, "How would I ship that thing?" So I was like, "Nah."
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
And it's $80 for one. So
Oh God.
yeah.
Like I said, tough one.
Yeah.
But not improbable, but definitely a tough one.
Okay. I have the website pinned though, so I can like still do it at some point.
Yeah. Like I said, as always, folks. Evening.
Well, thank you. That's fish.
Thank you kindly. He's right. It is good artwork.
Yeah. There'll be more, but this has to fund.
It'll get funded. Don't worry, it'll get funded. I have no, worries about that.
I'm on one more show, and that's on Sunday before our live stream thing. It's up to people selling back it.
I'm pretty sure they'll back it. Because Greg, you don't, not usually, you do deliver the goods when it comes to your writing. Having worked with you a couple of campaigns, especially illustrating a couple of your stories, they're phenomenal.
Yeah. Except you and me worked on one, and then that never happened.
Oh God, that was
guy, like,
just
disappeared off the face of the planet. Yeah.
And that was such a great one too. I had a great time illustrating that.
Was cool. Like we came up with our own like character, whatever.
Yeah, it was disappointing. It was so disappointing. But
Travis wanted to like kind of bring it back, but then nobody else really gave him the pages or something, and then we were like, whatever. But
yeah. But again, it just furthered, my friendship with you, and I definitely want to collaborate with you on something else again.
Yeah. Cool. We still have the last issue of Chronicles of Horror, so that's finishing not this year now, but next year, and then maybe something else.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But folks, definitely follow and back Knightwatch today. The Kickstarter link has been scrolling this whole time. So what are you waiting for? Come on, get going.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, before we actually do it, and there's a couple of announcements that I want to make. As many of you have been following me on social media, I'm going to be at Super Jersey Comic Expo this weekend for Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to be at table A520. It's right next to my friend Enrique Lopez, who's at A519. And we'll be promoting our own artwork. I'm going to be selling issues of Codename Hunter there. You're probably going to get a sneak peek at issue 4 because Enrique's inking that as we speak. And you're going to see some other goodies, that are, stuff that we worked on. Yeah. So that's the first thing. And another exciting thing is, as a new addition to this channel, I'm going to be doing some video gameplay walkthroughs next month.
That's cool.
Yeah. I don't know which game I'm going to be playing yet. I'm going to pick it out because I'm currently playing Indiana Jones and the Great Circle and Spider-Man 2 at the same time. And I'm enjoying every minute of it. And I'm way too far in, to really launch with those. But don't worry. I'm going to find one that I think everyone's going to be satisfied with and get excited about.
Yeah, I haven't played a video game in a while. But I was going to buy, like, Spider-Man on Steam or whatever. So I almost 100%ed like the first one on PlayStation 4 like a couple years ago, and then the PlayStation 4 died. So I was like, I was like, oh, okay, I see how that is. And then I just didn't get the second one yet, but I want to get the second one.
Well, having played the first one, it's fantastic, and having played the second one so far, that's fantastic too. So I definitely recommend at some point getting that. And if you're an Indiana Jones fan, get Great Circle.
And there's a Wolverine game coming out.
Yeah, which I have no idea what's happening in the development. We've seen obviously the teaser trailer. I'm like, okay, can we get the actual game at some point? Stop teasing us, man. It's crazy. And of course, speaking of crazy, here is some Codename Hunter stuff. Which you can find on indieplanet.com, issues 1 through 3. There's issue 1, and here is issues 2 and 3. So, you're definitely going to be seeing that Super Jersey Comic Expo. And hopefully we're going to do issue 4 completely released sometime this summer. Maybe like in June or July. We're not sure yet because we have a lot to do. I'm currently working on reworking some of the layer pages.
Oh.
Well, that's the thing, because like any artist, we're never really satisfied with our work. And I always felt there was something lacking with those pages. And Enrique took a look at it and he's like, yeah, there's something needs to be there. So I looked at it again. I was like, he's absolutely right. So it's also good to show your work to other creators, just to get their input. And, because like I said in other episodes, we want to present the best product for you guys. So that's what we're definitely trying to do. And one last thing. As many of you probably, again, follow me on social media, specifically on Facebook, I have posted a new thing on my storefront at tpublic.com. And if you type in, little Ian merch at tpublic.com, you can find a new design, especially for those who are looking for Mother's Day gifts. Because Mother's Day is just right around the corner. Yeah, we had great success with the Easter designs that I put up. So I'm very pleased that you guys like that.
That's cool.
Absolutely. So here is the design. Give it a second. I guess it's not showing up. Oh, there it is. You can get this in t-shirts, coffee mugs, cell phone covers, wall art, pillows, and so on. I get in different colors. So definitely check that out and buy it because it's on sale right now. But it won't be in the next couple of days, so gotta move on. Well, Greg, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show again.
Yeah, thanks.
It was a blast. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do my best to promote this this Kickstarter for you because I definitely want to see this funded, and I definitely want to see more of Knightwatch.
Me too.
It smells like a freaking franchise.
Yeah.
All right. Well, folks, I'm Ian Miller, and this has been Triple Threat Comics YouTube channel. Have a good night.